All right, this is with Underground Vision Magazine, and I'm here. I'll let you introduce yourself. Tell the world who you are.
It's your boy Nastyelgic, Livy's finest rapper.
Yeah, there you go. In our magazine, I labeled you on the cover as the most interesting man in hip hop. I'm going to tell you why I did that. Of course, I heard your other music, but the one that's topping the charts right now is Killing Hip Hop. Mm-hmm. So tell us how you came up with that song and scenario.
It's, everybody kept saying hip hop is dead.
Yep.
And for me, it wasn't necessarily dead, but it was being killed. Definitely by all the nonsense that's going on right now.
Right.
So basically, the record, you know what? It's almost like a fed up record. I'm just fed up with the way the industry is right now. The way they're teaching our youth from a person like me who's, I don't consider myself better than anybody because I went to college, still in get my master's right now and everything like that. But I definitely felt that when I used to listen to music, I learned. If Jay says something, Nas says something, Pop says something, and many other guys said something, and I'm like, what is that? I'm going to Google, I'm going to research. Now these guys, their lyrics are so much on the third grade level that they're not saying anything that's making me learn. And school's not for everybody. And everybody knows that. We know that school's not for everybody, so therefore, but everybody loves music. Music is their universal language. Yeah. So if you have the opportunity to teach somebody, through your music, you should teach as much as you can. But the problem is the people that are teaching, they don't know nothing. So they don't know nothing. They don't know nothing. It is what it is, and that's why it's dying. It's almost like that saying where you got the young girls and guys also having kids, like babies raising babies. That's why you got all that conflict and things like that. So it's like the same thing. You got dummies teaching dummies.
I like it. So you brought up Jay and Pac. So was there your interest? Is that who piqued your interest in the hip hop game to start off with?
Yes, definitely. Them three definitely were. I think I looked to all of them a little differently. Pac by far was the for me was more of the voice of reason. Like I really listened to him as more of a mentor than anything. Like just on how he did things. Like even the way when he got mad. Like even his tracks where he got out of character. Yeah. There was always a purpose behind it. You could tell he was upset or something. He really displayed his emotions through his music the right way. When I went into the business aspect of the game, I always looked to Jay for it. Regardless of how you look at it. He as a rapper, his business mind is just by far one of the best, if not the best. And to do both at the same time and be that consistent, like one thing that I always picked up to him is like staying relevant. And the game, how he's done it for so long, people wonder why people die off, but he never took a break. Right. Even when he was president, he made sure he stayed relevant every single year, and that's the only reason why he lasted as long as he's lasting. Now he got other endeavors, so he can pretty much do whatever he wants.
Right.
And Nas, it was just his creativity level, as far as like his thought process. Like I think
intellect,
lyrical, and he's the one who teaches me to think. Pac teaches me to think about other things. Nas taught me to say it differently.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what I'm saying?
The verbal teacher. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He said, let's change this. It was very poetic. Like all these guys have poetic feel, but I think for me, Nas is the most poetic. Pac for me was probably the most deepest. And Jay, for the Jay's to me, just that story that teller. He's just that guy,
Yeah. So I didn't even ask, where you from?
I'm from New Jersey, born and raised. That's where I brought to New Jersey. That's where I'm from.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So right now we know that like I said, your CD is making headway.
Mm-hmm.
What do you feel is your next big song to go as far as this one has?
I got a record. You know what? Actually, That's a hard question to answer because I
Right,
can answer it as the people, the listeners, and I can answer it as me. You
right,
know, and as me, I got a record that I feel is like, the world to me, and then according to the listener, it might not be. So,
right.
the next record that I will release will be it's titled Ali.
Okay.
And it got a feature on it. It's a fun, not necessarily a fun, but it's more of a just go record. I call it just go records, not like lyrical, just go. There's
Yeah.
really is no true actual concept, but it just gives you. I gave you that. Okay, the game's messed up. I can talk positive, do what I do.
Right, right,
Now I'm
right,
gonna give you something just to show, hey, yo, don't get it twisted. If
right.
you really want it, I can bite at you.
I call those songs. Actually, another rapper called it too. Lyrical punching bags.
Yeah. You
They-
know the craziest part, but it's called Ali. That's funny how you
yep.
punch it bag.
I forgot who that was that said it, but anyway, he's an underground artist too.
Yeah.
So where do you see yourself in? Well, it's the end of the year. So where do you see yourself about this time next year? I'm asking.
You know what? Believe it or not, it's one of them things where I honestly, I'm just gonna say I don't know. Like I don't know. I want to picture myself, you're winning a Grammy or something. Like
Yeah.
I want to picture myself. I want to picture myself, not working a 9 to 5 and trying to do it all at the same time.
Right.
Like being able to sustain my life on music. But you just never know where God is intended for you. Like for me, I'm a man of many talents because I like acting also. So who knows where? I mean, music might get put on hold. Acting might be that door. Everybody has the avenue to get back to what they truly love. Like Jamie Foxx, he really loves singing.
Right.
His avenue had to go to comedy and acting to get back to where he is. Same thing with Terrence Howard. These guys.
Yeah, he acted too and got right back to music.
So you never truly know. Honestly, comfortable.
Right.
Yeah, I need to be comfortable.
Right.
The way the marketing team that I'm with for Forbes Music and Focus being my mentor and guiding me. I mean, and when you hear these next couple records, singles that I'll be releasing, in the CD itself when it does drop, I think I will be sitting in that Grammy seat.
Slick. And
I really truly believe it's something. I have something different than nobody has. I have a sound that nobody has. Yeah, because you categorize it within maybe your J. Cole's and your Kendrick, but when you really listen to it, it's not them.
Being a DJ on as well, when I listen, I'm like, no, that's something different. That's and you're right. For you have something special that's not in the industry right now.
Yeah,
It's something you said in one of your lyrics that you listen to me say this, you listen to me say that, but you pass me over. You're killing hip hop.
Yeah,
that's what's true. They don't know how to market certain people in the industry right now, and that's because their market sound is the Migos. Their market sound is this cat. We want you to sound like them. That's not what hip hop was.
Yeah,
Never been that. Hip hop has always been this cat has this style, that cat has this style, that cat has this style. You gotta get at them.
Yeah, you know what? That's funny you talk about that because I remember I was just watching. It was like a panel, I guess. It was Snoop and it was all of G Unit, and they were sitting there talking. I remember Snoop he said, "It's everybody sounded like." He said, "It's one thing I know. Like I can listen back in the day. I could listen to New York rappers, but yet I could tell when one was from Queens and when one was from." You know what I'm saying? Like he was breaking it down how like although they were all so different. He said now, and that's what's in some of my other records also. You can't really tell whether he's from down south or he's right across the street because the game has shifted, and I think that's the bad thing. And then, you know what frustrates me about, I was talking to a young lady the other day, and she said she wasn't a hip hop fan, and hip hop fan, and you know, hip hop is part of just our culture as African Americans in general. So when you say you're not a hip hop fan, I really take offense to that. Now, I'm not saying you gotta like be all gun ho, but when you when you kind of resent hip hop, and it has a bad taste in the industry. It's just not, it's not marketed the same. They don't value it the same anymore. It's just not. If hip hop left music, I don't think it would hurt anything except for the people that really love it. The game was still going on if you took it out.
There's one thing I noticed about hip hop in the, I'm gonna say, in the MTV era / VH1 era.
Mm-hmm.
They label good hip hop now pop.
Yeah.
And anything that's bad, you know, bad Migos, whatever, that sounds the same, they label it hip hop and rap.
Yeah.
Which is totally wrong. The reason they change it to pop is because that's what they want mainstream society to listen to.
Yeah.
They want the other garbage for us to listen to.
Yeah.
Wrong. I remember growing up, and you probably had the same issue. Most of your hottest songs weren't on the radio.
Yes.
You would you hear your hottest songs at a house party or somebody's car.
Yeah.
How do you think that can tie in to be flip-flop, because it's still the same way today?
You know what? The craziest part, it's going to take I guess you want to say, in a sense, music evolution to do it on its own. It's going to take that everybody being sick and tired. And I truly think it's getting to a point, and I think that's why my music is right now. And I always say to myself, like, when is this day coming? When is the day coming? Like, I want this big break. But I think as I'm starting to see things, God has a timing for certain things. Because I hear a lot of people talking about, oh, I don't like hip hop no more. All they do is talk about the same things. Or people are just getting sick and tired of that trap music because it's not doing anything. But here I am, I'm just sitting there cooking up this pot that they're about to run into eventually. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so I think it's about
to gumbo. You're stirring it. The gumbo, it might be all right the first day, but the next day, and chili too. The next day, after all the flavors marinate together, that's when you want them to hit it and say, "Oh, this is wow."
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, truly, because I'm like, if I would have dropped some of the stuff that I'm saying now, I mean, maybe like a year and a half ago, it probably would have been looked at like, all right, this is just some, you know. But now that it's coming out right now, to the point that people want to hear something different, the biggest thing is, I think for me, is I'm going to really need help from a lot of. I'm going to need them co-signers to really step up and co-sign. Not take a back seat. Like if if you really appreciate hip hop and you have some clout as a DJ or as an artist, like, you know, one of them older artists that really appreciate this thing. If you hear me, just don't say good record. You know, like, if you see it, don't. Or you can favor my tweet, you can favor my song, but retweet it. You know what I'm saying?
Let somebody else get the knowledge.
You know what I'm saying? Take the extra step just to push it. Even if you say, hey, check out this man, or check out that. I'm not telling you beat somebody over the head, but this is the only way it's going to happen, because the best marketing, everybody knows, the best marketing is word of mouth. You can't do anything else. The social media can only go so far. But nowadays, you know, people have cried wolf with being rappers nowadays, that when you say you're a rapper, it's like another one. I literally have to go around spitting to people like every 5 seconds if I want them to check me out. Like, it's to the point where I'm saying, I go up to you, if I go up to you and tell you about my record, I just say, you know what? Let me just give you something. Because, like, if I give you this thing, you're not going to click it. You're going to throw that piece of paper away, or you're going to forget about me. Because the next man just told you down the street last week that he rapped and probably gave you a CD and it was trash. So now you think I'm trash, but I'm not. So, you know, it's like they really hurt. People out here hurting me. And Jay said it the best when he was dropping his one. It's the Wild Wild West out here. It's the Wild Wild West. Everybody's just taking shots. Everybody's just throwing their stuff out. And I mean, hurting really good talent out here. Like,
yeah, you're right, and that's the reason that I do what I do with the radio station and the magazine.
yeah,
I've been playing Killing Hip Hop. Honestly, I think Forbes Entertainment gave it to me the day that that it was finalized. So
okay.
I've been playing it that long on the air, and it's still playing.
Well, thank you.
Not a problem. And when we first, because we had a session called Hot or Not, I think you were busy. I think you were busy doing something at the time. And our whole panel was like, "Man, this is hot." It was like, "Yeah, you were one of the first ones to actually get a positive feedback."
I remember that I was at work and he called me and he told me, he said, "Yo, yeah," because I think somebody else got ripped after me or before me.
Yeah, he did. We're not going to bring his name up.
Yeah, yes. I don't know who it was, but
I do, but I'm not talking. That guy got ripped so bad that he's never put anything back to me to put on the show, and it wasn't fair, because your album was better than his album.
Yeah.
But maybe I should have put him on first and then you on last.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, he wasn't up to par. I'm leaving it at that. He wasn't up to par.
Yeah.
So we already got that out. And what's your next big endeavor?
I want it to be acting. That's my next big endeavor. I would like it to be acting. But honestly, I'm to the point where this project in itself, this whole album coming out, is my biggest endeavor, because I truly believe this will be the make or break in terms of me. I mean, being 26, going on 27, you know, one thing you have to realize with yourself, and you just have to be a realist. And I think this is why I went to school to get my master's, for the just in case. People say, "Oh, don't worry about a plan B because you can't focus on plan A." No. I'm like, not everybody is meant to do this, and I'm not going to. Doesn't mean you can't make music for fun, you know, and put it out. It's for everybody, but at the end of the day, if it's not for me, I'm not going to try to take up space and keep pushing something that is not meant for me. I mean, maybe my niche from all this experience may be to coach the next man. It may just be for my son. When he gets older, and he might become an artist. I may have already went through that, and I go by the Bible. I think it's what Solomon and his dad, or the dad. I forget which one's which, but they were basically one got wanted to build the kingdom, but he didn't get a chance to. But he got all the supplies ready, and the son ended up building the kingdom.
I remember that story. Yep.
So therefore, it's same thing. I may just be building something, and I'm cool with that, but I don't feel like that. I feel like I will make it. Of course.
I got you.
But at the end of the day, this project is all because I did give myself 27 and a half. If I don't see any big progress, I'm probably going to hang
Plan B.
Right. Plan B. Because I mean, like I said, I'm not struggling. I'm not hurting. Like I'm not in one of them things where it's like, I got a clean record. It's not like I'm limited to jobs. Like you're saying, I'm still very much marketable as a person. I think like if it comes, I work get this 9 to 5, keep going, make it later. But
never let anyone down you about going to school, because I was in that situation myself, and I went and I did pretty damn good for myself.
Yeah.
After getting out, and I had to pay my dues. I had to struggle after school, but music was always my niche. I used to rap, never went anywhere. Then Bone Thugs came out. I'm from Cleveland. Thugs came out. I'm like, okay, if Negroes gonna start rapping like that, I can't do it. So that's where the industry going.
Yeah.
Time for Plan B. Plan B was school.
Yep.
So, but if I'd have known things was gonna do a whole 180 and go worse than back then, I would have stayed in it.
Yeah, definitely.
I dropped out like everybody else sound like they dropped out of 8th grade and started doing
everything. I think J. Cole said it the best, which is one of my favorite artists right now. Nowadays you can't get a platinum plaque without a melody.
Exactly.
Everything is just singing, man. Everything is just.
But you know what's sick? The mainstream, and when I call mainstream, I mean your Caucasian male, 18 to 30, suburb USA.
Yeah.
Those are the ones who's listening to the real hip hop.
Yeah.
You haven't noticed right now lyrically, we have Yellow Wolf, Eminem, I'm forgetting one, MGK.
MGK, yeah.
And there's like 4 other ones, and I even have a group called Famine Music.
Okay.
With lyrical content that you're sitting up here thinking, wait a minute, this is what, KRS, one of them was saying back in the day in another way, but they're lyrically doing it. For instance, Eminem put more lyrics in one bar than anybody I've ever seen.
Yeah.
But you think of Eminem, you see him, before when he came out, you're like, oh, this is the white guy rapping. I wasn't like that. I was like, this dude got some skills and people better watch out. And sure the hell enough, that was the first album. When he got to, I think it was Medicine Ball.
Yeah.
You couldn't touch him anymore.
Well, that's why, you should have known that once Dre co-signed him. Dre ain't gonna co-sign anybody.
No, he's not.
When Dre co-signed him, you should have known it was real.
Right.
he was dangerous, That's a businessman in himself. So,
So, I said that to say this. Do you think that doing a collab with one of them would be bad? Or would it be positive?
It depends. It depends. It depends on if people respect me as an artist, because very much, as you can see the picture behind me, I'm very in tune with my culture. Right. So I do speak on what goes on with my culture, and doing a song with them, I would love to. Or anybody of that age, I would love to do a record with them. But however, when you Google me and you listen to my other work that I have talked about, I don't want you to not appreciate my craft, because you might feel offended by what I say. And just know that it's not towards you, it's toward the ones that are ignorant and the ones that are doing what they're doing, not towards the individual. So yeah, I have no problems. I think it would help my career, but also depending on the listener and if they have the right perception, and if they can put aside and just know that I'm speaking on the issue and not necessarily the individual, but the issue within the individual, they can see that, okay, yeah, we should support this dude. But some people can't do that. Some people can't listen to something and say, oh, he's not talking about me. But because if I say it's a white thing, everybody just categorize it. They're talking about me. Nah, I'm not talking about you, man. But if the shoe fits and you want to wear it, then that's
right.
Maybe I am. But so hopefully, if I get the opportunity, if M came today and said, hey, you want to hop on the record? Man, listen, you won't have to pull me off.
So with it saying that, who would you like to collab with? Either now, first we'll say dead, and then we'll say alive.
Oh man, say it again. Dead.
Dead. Who would you collab with? Dead, and then who would you want to collab with right now?
I would love to collab with Pac, of course. If anybody first, Pun. Pun. Big L, of course. I'm trying to think of everybody dead.
No, you don't have to be everybody. Just off the top.
Yeah, off the top. Well, yeah, then that's my top 3. That I would do for right now. Yeah, that's my top 3.
And then alive.
Alive? Yo, believe it or not, my first person I would love to.
Okay, so Andre 3000.
Yeah, his poetic. Honestly, personally, he's, if not the best, top 5 lyrical. For me, any record he gets on, which I'm kind of upset he doesn't do more music now, as much as he should, because I feel like the game could benefit from him. But life goes on. He's probably doing other things. But even if I don't, just to sit and pick his brain on his thought process and what he goes into writing, because he's very, very, very creative. The next would be Big Crit. I really like Big Crit, and I think I like him more because to me he's an underdog type guy. You know, people still don't give him the credit that he deserves, especially up here, up north. So I would love to do a record with him. Third would be The Game. Believe it or not, I think The Game is a very special artist. Do I agree with everything that he says? But his skills are just
top notch.
Yeah. He, and then you know what? I had a conversation with Focus, one of my mentors, and we were talking about it. He's one of the last that's actually still keeping that somewhat hip hop sound, somewhat straight gritty. Look, he's one of the last people still doing it, so I definitely respect him on that one. And of course, I would love to do a record with Kendrick. I'd love to do a record with Cole, Jay, of course, Nas, all them guys I would like to do a record with. But yeah, if I had to say them top three for right now, you would think that it would be Jay or B, since Jay is ultimately my favorite.
Right.
Things like that. I'm just speaking from who I would connect with the most, I think, on a record.
Right.
Who I think I could put out the best record with.
Right.
Internally and for the listeners and itself. Jay, for me, doesn't mean he can't recall his life or anything like that, but he's too far in a different place than where I'm at, to the point where he was talking.
Right now, music is not his first thought process.
Yeah, not at all.
Well, it doesn't have to be.
Yeah, and people like Big Crit, they still are grinding in themselves. Still grinding themselves, so we can share that emotion on records together.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I guess lastly, tell people how to follow you.
Oh man, you can just Google. You said again?
It'll be on the magazine page too.
Okay, yeah, you can first you can just Google me and everything will come up, or you can just go to Twitter, Nastyelgic, go into Instagram, Nastyelgic, and just type Nastyelgic, everything comes up on any social media network. If you don't know how to spell it, that's Nastyelgic. I did that for a reason, because I feel like I am as lyrical as Nas. My flow is nasty, and I have this thing where I guess I blend old school with new school. So therefore, you get that nostalgia when you listen to me. You know, you get that feeling. I like to take you guys back as much as possible. You know.
All right, and after this interview is going to be the song. So go ahead and bring in the song.
It's your boy Nastyelgic, and you're now listening to Killing Hip Hop by me, and I'm speaking to the industry, so listen up.
You ready? Yeah, I said to make it in this game, boy, I had to change my mind state without becoming victim to that crime rate. I got my mind straight and always kept my head sharper. I did that by listening to the best barbers. I'm talking Tupac, Nasir Jones, and Mr. S. Carter. My CD case was like the Black Harvard. The lessons of these ghetto professors I still harbor. Cause Nas gave me one mic, Pac told me keep my head up. Jay said somehow, some way, I gotta make it. I took that as somehow, some way, I gotta take it. Cause nothing's ever given in the world of success. You bound to hear more no's before you hear that one yes. And it sucks cause the game ain't the same no more. And nowadays they don't see talent the same no more. I never seen this many lames in the game before. Gabe said clear the game out, I say no more. For the ain't all I love my track, but ain't sign me. You kill it, hip hop. You kill it, hip hop. You kill it, hip hop. You ain't like that song, but you signed them. You kill it, hip hop. You kill it, hip hop. You should lose your job, that's word to hip hop. Y'all look into the game and all I see is I did tentacles. Black males rapping about guns is so typical. So black males sitting in jail is the reciprocal. Man, ain't too content, I'm in the reach of my pinnacle. We only got these 16s to show that we hot. You gon' waste them bars, talk about the shit you ain't got. Cause y'all the type to buy a Gucci belt and ask your mom for gas money. Put it on the Instagram and claim that it's trap money. See, you try to teach the kids how to ride. Man, I'm trying to teach the kids how to drive. I'm teaching them how to live, teaching them how to die. So when they end up on the news, my man don't look surprised. Cause this not the music that they listen to. This is the type of music, man, that's gonna get them through. See, I into making music that's gonna lead them to the casket. I'm into making music that's gonna lead them to their master. For that ain't all that love my track, but ain't sign me. You kill it, hip hop. You kill it, hip hop. You kill it, hip hop. You ain't like that song, but you signed them. You kill it, hip hop. You kill it, hip hop. You should lose your job, that's word to hip hop. For that ain't all that love my track, but ain't sign me. You kill it, hip hop. You kill it, hip hop. You kill it, hip hop. You ain't like that song, but you signed them. You kill it, hip hop. You kill it, hip hop. You should lose your job, that's word to hip hop. Hey man, they probably not gonna play this one.